Hey everybody, it's Felicia Stitzel with Vintage Vine Marketing, and welcome to today's Wine Wednesday. So today I'm going to be talking about harvest. I know everybody is in the middle of harvest right now, and you've got no time, late nights, early mornings, you're barely getting enough sleep, let alone coffee. But I wanted to drop this little note, if not for this year, maybe something to think about for next year. And that is, include your harvest. Now, what do I mean by that? So this last weekend, I was inundated with harvest events. I started Sunday morning going out to a vineyard and actually got to be a part of picking their grapes. And I know of a lot of wineries who actually they do this with their wine club members, or they release it to the general public. But it's kind of hit or miss on that one. So then Sunday afternoon, I got to be a part of a harvest party when a winery was holding a Sunday fun day where they got to invite all their wine club members to come pick up their wine, and they had live music, they had tastings, they had special releases, but it was something that was exclusive specifically to the wine club, but it was something that they did in light of harvest. And then I ended Sunday night with a harvest education class. And this one was a really interesting event that I hadn't been to before when it came to education about the harvest. So one of the wineries here in Idaho, Telaya Wine Company, they actually are holding a series of vineyard education classes. And their second part in the series was talking about harvest, because that, of course, is what's going on right now. So they took us through everything about bringing in the grapes, the whole process that they have in order to sort out the grapes, the destemming, crushing, pressing, all of that. And it was being able to bring us as a consumer in on the back end of things and give us just a little bit more insight and education to their process specifically, which was nice, because one of the things that they kept saying was that, this is not to say that what we do is right or wrong in anybody else's standards. This is just what we do and why we do it. So it really gave us, as a consumer, the ability to really relate to the wine that we love drinking so much and this company that we enjoy their product. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I believe that it is absolutely imperative for wineries, if it's possible, to invite their audiences to their harvest, whether it's through a live video on social media. You have an event and you have a bunch of people come out and help pick the grapes. You have a crush party where you guys all sit around and you watch crush happen, drinking wine. You educate, so you hold a class and you explain to your audience, why do you do what you do? Why are you using those specific processes, or the oaks, or fill in the blank? Because I think that it gives wineries the ability to connect with their audiences in a way that just going to the tasting room doesn't really fulfill. Because now they're actually being able to be a part of the process. And that was what was really cool for me about going to different vineyards and helping pick the grapes, because I know that next year, what they're serving in the bottle, I actually put my hands on those grapes. So it's a kind of a surreal moment for a consumer, an amazing moment for me as a marketer. But for you as a winery, how are you going to be able to kind of capture that audience? Well, and be able to promote in sales. Here's how. Best idea I ever heard of, ever saw executed, and had ever thought of was the people who have come out and helped you pick. Obviously, you have their information, you can get a hold of them. So what you do is that when that particular wine is now finished, it's out of bottle shock and it's ready for sale, what you do is you either do an early release party for them because they helped pick the grapes that went into the wine, or you give them an early promote discount saying, thank you for all that you've done for us as a vineyard. We want to help or we want to thank you by giving you early access to buy this wine, as well as being at a discount. So now, not only did you get free labor out of them, but you're also making a profit on selling more wine. Just some things to think about. Like I said, I know everybody is in the middle of harvest right now, so it might be a little late for this year, but kind of things to think about for next year and how you can help set your winery and your vineyard up. Even if you don't have your own grapes going out to a vineyard, or what your access and availability is because of the size of your winery. Just something to start thinking about as far as just bringing your consumer in on the process. Because I can say from both marketer and consumer and the winery side that it's really powerful to bring your consumers and your audience in, because now they have an emotional relationship to your wine because they have actually invested their own time instead of just invested their own money into your product. So things to think about. I hope you guys enjoy this little segment of Wine Wednesday, the tips and tricks of the trade. Be sure to tune in next week.